Please. Spare me. Fuck. Good luck at school, sweetie. Thanks, Mom. Hey, Susie. Hi, Mr. Kostenko. I swear, you girls head out to school earlier and earlier. Big test today, Daddy. Love you. Let's get coffee. We only have time for the usual stop. I have some in the thermos. Please, Susie. I want a donut. You are paying. Duh. I stole $20 from my mom's drawer. It's my thank you for the rides. Is it a thank you if you're the one who wanted the donut? I don't see why you do this in my car. Your parents wouldn't give a shit. They're not like mine. I'm doing them a favor. They get to think I'm the golden daughter for a little bit longer. Besides, I like being adored. Is that why you're letting that Frank dude follow you around? Didn't you have fun the other night? Yeah, sure, but we've just met him. You've only just met him, is all I'm saying. When was the last time anything exciting happened around here? And don't say when Jonesy got 4 of his teeth knocked out by Jared Shore at the hockey game. That was 4 months ago. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. Wasn't it amazing to see all that shit in the paper and know what was us? Yeah, it was. I'm telling you, Susie, I can feel it. We've got potential together. All of us. Hey, you're my best friend. You know I'd never leave you outright. Yeah, of course. I just, wanted to make sure, you know. Hey, what you ladies up to? Hey, Frank, haven't seen you in a few. Are you stalking us? Not exactly. I am technically supposed to start Ormond High School today. Unless you could think of a better place for us to be. Oh, Susie, we should skip and hang out at the lodge. Frank would love it. We have a math test. If I fail this one, they'll send a note to my parents. Oh. I have a solid B+ in math, but sorry, Frank. No, don't even worry about it. Why should you stay? You're not the one failing calculus. Aw, Susie, I'm gonna miss you so much. This is why I totally love you. Hate to miss you, Susie. We'll catch up next time, yeah? Tell Joey we'll invite him ahead of time. Next time we skip, alright? It's been abandoned for a few years. Owner skipped town. Owed the government money. Or so they say. And we got this place to ourselves? Frank. Hey. You were in my dreams last night. That's a weird coincidence. You were in mine also. Susie stays here sometimes when things get really bad at home. Yeah, I got the sense we might have had that in common. Maybe that's why I like you so much. Yeah, how's that? Damage builds character. So what about you? What's your damage, Julie? What does that mean? Gotta be something. You're too real to be normal. Jesus, I thought we were caught. You know, you're not wrong if you were scared. Not from the cops, though. They kept finding animal bones just outside the resort in the woods. Piles of them. Like they'd been used for rituals. Oh yeah? People said Mount Ormond Resort got run out of business, but I remember when I was a kid and they started opening up the mountain after the mines dried up. But when they finally decided on the first site to plant the explosives, the mine opened right under their feet, swallowed them and the build site whole. 13 men died. No kidding. People were already protesting the project, and that sealed the end of it. But that hole was described as dark and endless, and I think it was planned. Human sacrifice. I have a theory. There's been a global rise in cult activity for the last 20 years. I've read every book I could find about it, and I don't think it's just a bunch of individual groups. It's a network, connected incidents. Julie, you never answered from before. About your damage? What's it matter? You've got everything. You've got everything, it would seem. But you're raw. You haunt me, and I just gotta know what it is about you that makes it impossible to get you out of my head. When I was 5, I got a pet rabbit. When I was 6, it broke its back and died. A year later, my parents held a little service memorial for it, and I realized I'd already forgotten its name. Ormond is a fucking sinkhole. Abandoned shit town. And the best I can hope for is getting knocked up and not knocked around. I'd burn the whole thing if I could. That's my damage. My own wasted potential. We could always skip town. Psh, run away together. Don't bullshit me. I'm serious. Modern day Bonnie and Clyde, yeah? Yeah? Well, I don't want to be in the shadow of some other legend. I want to make my own. Baby, I can work with that. I can't believe you haven't seen any of the Cold Wind series. No, my mom does not let us bring in scary movies. Says the screaming gives her nightmares. We should start at the beginning then. The man named Boy. The cowshed incident is the iconic one though. He doesn't even use his chainsaw in the first film. Aren't you in our class, Gary? Jeff Johansson. Right. Thanks, Jeremy. What's this all about anyway? We'll tell you when we get back to mine. Damn, you fucked her up. Stupid skank shouldn't have been wandering in other people's houses. It's based on a true story. Well, loosely. And that's a great transition to what got us thinking. Us? You know how our stunt ended up in the paper last week? People are still talking about it. True. There's a betting pool in my chemistry class, says Joey. We should do it again. Once is an enigma, everyone will forget, but if it keeps happening... Frank, why is this damn door locked? Oh, fuck, he's home. Y'all better get out to the window. Shit, Frank, sorry. I know you're in there. Cassie's barking. I warned you, goddamn lock. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I fucked this up for you. I must have been wrong about his work schedule. Fucking dog's all he cares about. Are you gonna be okay? Hey, don't worry about me. I'll catch y'all later. Keep telling them about it. You can do it, baby. Listen, Frank and I had this idea, and I made these. Ormond doesn't have any urban legends. Right now, we're the biggest mystery of the moment. If we stop now, people are gonna forget. So, we keep doing things, random things, causing trouble but motiveless. Anything we want, anything we can imagine. Don't you want to be more than some doomed to be townsies. We finally have the chance to live. To live. We'll make a system. Take turns choosing the activity of the night. We'll act as one unit. We'll be legends. Immortal. You guys are in, right? So fresh off the high of their first crime together in chapter 1, we see that Frank and Julie really have an affinity for each other. We see Joey is kind of just, so far, kind of the background character. He's down for the cause, but we don't have too much of his footprint yet in the story. The biggest character I actually want to highlight is Susie. She's honestly had the most impact on me. The focal point of the story has been around Frank and Julie, as we see them being the catalyst, mainly Frank as the Legion. But we've gotten hints of Susie's home life. We can just kind of see her floating around, and she really has Julie, and that's it. And it looks like she's losing the only real piece of her, and I just feel horrible for her. It seems like Julie's very advantageous of Susie being cool. It's little things, right? Like smoking in her car, like smoking in her car, which it's whatever, but also coaxing her to go get coffee and donuts when Susie just doesn't have time for it. She knows they don't have time for it. So it's like these small acts of coercion and just being taken advantage of by Julie that makes me feel for Suze. And Julie's doing the typical, this is why you're my favorite. I love you so much. You're always going to be there for me. Even when I have my, new thing come pick me up in life, and you're pretty much being cast to the side. So that's what I really see so far. Frank is an absolute wild card. It's not clear to me from chapter 1 if he actually is killed yet, or if those were just his, dreams, or him manifesting his future. It kind of seemed like when we first met Frank Morrison, he was in this dreamscape of committing these acts as Legion, but that wasn't actually him. Not yet anyway, not him physically. And Julie is just absolutely getting swooned. Frank is rizzing her the hell up, and she is down for him and wants to leave her mark as well. So from chapter 1, it's pretty much about leaving their mark on the world and leaving their mark on Ormond, as they fear nothing is going to come to their lives, nothing good, nothing great, no big change. They're going to be washed up like Ormond. So they want to leave their mark. Going to chapter 2, we spend more time with Julie and Frank, and we see Frank kind of coercing her even to keep trying to get Joey and Susie to be a part of this. He knows that Julie has way more pull, and I think Frank even knows, as he admits that he can relate with Susie and that he sensed that she had a pretty terrible home life. So there's some mixed feelings here. The Legion is such a cool character. When I encounter them now in DBD, I am instantly noticing, is it Julie, is it Joey, Frank, Susie? In that aspect alone, it's been super cool. But just getting these final beats of the story of, how Legion actually came to be, apart from just reading it in the lore section of the game, this is super cool. And you can see the character build. You can see the character builds. You can see the plot thickening. We get to see all the variables of how things came to be. We're so early in we're still pretty early in. This is chapter 2. There are 4 volumes currently out. This is just volume 2. But it looks like we're moving into Julie convincing the rest of the group to join her and her endeavors. One minor thing I did want to pull out, which I just think is really cool. It's been consistent with the art in the book, honestly, in the volumes, is when Julie and Frank are kissing, they're locking lips. They're actually even locking tongues. It's getting pretty hot and heavy. But it's super fucking cool to see the entity, like the arms of the entity, intersect right there as they're kissing. It's just these small beats of the story that keep getting thrown in there. And again, I already know what is to come of the Legion. Rather, I know that they become Legion. I don't know how. So stay tuned for volume 3 and 4. I will be doing the, I'll be narrating. And so how is Joey and Susie gonna respond to Julie? Like I said, they already seem kind of impressionable. Joey seems like he's down for whatever. And Susie is just really down mentally. And she doesn't want to lose her friend. She doesn't want to lose this connection she has with Julie. Even though Frank is the wedge between their friendship, I think Susie is going to want to overcome that and be a part of the group. Therefore, being down for the cause. Therefore, becoming Legion. To find out what happens in Volume 3, stay tuned. And, stay tuned and keep an eye out for the Day Trip TV channel. Alright, you guys, much love, and I'll see you in the next one.